Hello, my dear students. This is Chapter 9, Lesson 4. How are electricity and magnetism related? So, how are they related? They are related because we can use electricity to produce magnetism. So, we can use electricity to produce magnetism. And also, we can use magnets to produce electricity. So we can use electricity to produce magnetism, and we can use magnets to produce electricity. Now let's see the first one, using electricity to produce magnetism. Electromagnet. What is an electromagnet? It is a magnet made when an electric current flows through a coiled wire. So it is a magnet. This magnet is made when an electric current, which is the electricity, flows through a coiled wire. An electromagnet is made up of a piece of iron, coiled wire, and a power source like a battery. As in this picture, you can see the power source here, and this is the coiled wire and a piece of iron. When the electric current flows through the coiled wire, it becomes a magnet. The coiled wire, it becomes a magnet. We call it electromagnet. And like any magnet, it has magnetism and it attracts any objects that contain iron. So you can say it's a magnet works by electricity. It is a magnet that works by electricity. That's why it's called electromagnet. Electro from the word electricity, and it is a magnet. Now let's see how can we make an electromagnet. So as you saw, it attracts any objects that contain iron. It works exactly like a normal magnet. Here is the coiled wire, here's the piece of iron, and this is the power source. When you connect them together, it becomes a magnet, like a normal magnet. But this one works by electricity, so it is called electromagnet. Also, you can turn it on and off, unlike the normal magnet that you cannot turn it off at all. Now we can make this electromagnet stronger. Let's see how. How can we increase the strength of an electromagnet? Now, first way is by increasing the number of coils. Second way is by using a bigger piece of iron. And the third way by increasing the electric current. So, by increasing the number of coils, using a bigger piece of iron, and increasing the electric current, you will have a very strong electromagnet, strong enough to actually lift very heavy objects like this one in the picture. Now let's watch how can an electromagnet actually lift heavy objects. So as you saw, an electromagnet can become very strong, strong enough to lift very, very heavy objects. Now, electromagnets are not only used to lift heavy objects, also they are used in computers, speakers, headphones, motors, and doorbells. Now, let's see, how can we use an electromagnet in a doorbell? How is it used in a doorbell?
Electric bell. Magnet is used in an electric bell. An electric
So here are the electromagnets in the electric bell. This is called arm, this is hammer, and when the electric current passes through the wires reaching to the electromagnets will work. When they work, they become magnets and they will attract the arm. When they attract the arm moves and the hammer hits the bell and we hear the sound. Now let's watch it.
bell has an iron hammer, structures of metal around which the wire is wound. When we press the button of an electric bell, the current begins to flow through the electric wire, turning metal structures into temporary magnets. The magnet attracts the iron hammer. The hammer strikes the metal bell to produce a sound. At this stage, the connection between the screw and the hammer is broken and the electric current stops. The magnetism of the coil is lost and the hammer goes back to its original position. The electrical circuit is completed by joining of the screw and the hammer, and the bell rings. The process is repeated and the bell rings intermittently.
So this is how an electromagnet is used in a doorbell. Now let's see how can we use magnets to produce electricity. A generator. A generator is a device that produces electricity. The generator uses the magnets to generate electricity. How? First way is by moving a magnet inside a coiled wire. We can generate or produce electricity by moving a magnet inside the coiled wire. Second way is moving a coiled wire inside a magnetic field, or placing just the coiled wire inside a magnetic field produces electricity too. Now let's see the first one, moving a magnet inside a coiled wire. This is the magnet and here's the coiled wire. When the magnet moves inside it, when it turns, it produces electricity and the light bulb works. Here's the light bulb, the magnet and the coiled wire. When the magnet moves, the light bulb works. So we will see that. Watch how when the magnet moves, the light bulb works. Let's watch another one. You can see the light bulb is working here because the magnet is moving. So here's the magnet is moving inside also a coiled wire. The magnet is moving inside a coiled wire, so it produces electricity that makes the light bulb work. And this is, we call it a generator. And the video before was also a generator, a simple one actually, a very simple one. So we call this a generator because it generates electricity. It produces electricity. How does it produce electricity? By using magnets. Moving a magnet inside the coiled wire produces electricity. Now the second way is moving or placing a coiled wire in the magnetic field of a magnet. We have two magnets here, and any magnet in the world has a magnetic field. So these two magnets, they have a magnetic field, when we place or put the coiled wire in the magnetic field of the magnets, it produces electricity. And you will see now. See? So, and when we remove it, it stops. Put it again and it works. Why? Because it produces electricity. The coiled wire is in the magnetic field of these two magnets. That's why it produces electricity and the fan is working. So this is also called a generator. And you can see that no battery, just two magnets and a coiled wire. Another one, you can see also two magnets and a coiled wire. This is called a generator. It produces electricity. That's why the light bulb works. So this is another generator. It has magnets because I need the magnetic field, and a coiled wire is placed in the magnetic field of these two magnets. So it produces electricity. So this is our lesson and this is the end of it. If you have any questions about this lesson, please ask.